I'm saying this right now. If these necklaces get tangled up again, not fucking doing it. Hi, I'm Nikki, and that's as much as an intro as I'm gonna do. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I gotta stop cussing, because this is YouTube, not TikTok. But what I do know is that I recently got the new iPhone 17. I did not pay for it. It was a gift from me. Happy holidays. But a feature on it is you don't have to turn your phone, like, you know, this is my old phone. You know, like when you want to record horizontally, you have to turn your phone horizontally. On here, there's a button you could click and it'll do it for you. As you can read by the title, we're getting high. I don't know what I can put on screen, but I know that I'm gonna be above screen. Okay. I've been seeing so many of these videos. I need to oil this grinder before. Am I okay? Pre-game to the game. This is actually, okay, I'm gonna be so real with y'all. This is my full year gardening, like my first full year gardening. I did not start until I was adult. I actually was one of those people who waited. Kind of. I started when I was 20. I hate smoking them when they get like super low because I can't tell if I'm just like burning paper and like imagination. Okay, I can't show you. I don't know what YouTube's rules are. My dad is a farmer, a gardener, and so he grows, and he has this one. It is so crazy how the universe works. He has this one strand called golden sand, and I kid you not, that is my go-to perfume scent, and I use it because it smells a little bit like Tom Ford tobacco. And I kid you not, I don't know if it's just the placebo effect in my brain, but I dead ass, like, I swear it smells like the perfume. Like, it smells like Banyan. Shout out Berleezy. It smells like Banyan, but it also smells like my perfume. Like, maybe in my world I'm delusional. Okay, let me be delusional and say that Banyan and my perfume, I got matching Banyan and perfume. Let me be delusional. Also, the tips, I don't want to show too much, but like the tips, I'm really just using my sketchbook paper. I just really feel like $1 is even too much to spend for something I could buy. I could buy a pack of construction paper. If a pothead could use a piece of a Bible or a dollar bill or an apple to smoke out of, I think I'm fine. Anyways, I just feel like, the tip is not that deep. Like, it's not gonna burn. I feel like it's fine. You're already smoking. Like, what is using a piece of sketchbook paper gonna do to you? I feel like I've already been high this whole time, and this is like the video. I'm gonna still film a video. See, look at that. Literally, like, what is the point of buying it? And I got a whole sheet of paper. I could cut the tip to like my preferred I'm not gonna finish that statement. Never know how much to actually grind up in ratio to what I'm about to roll up, and I'm a tight roller, so I really I don't know. I also don't know the rules of YouTube. Like, I've really been out of it for a while. I hope this video is not too long. Let me finish this and then we'll get to the actual.
You give it a chance to be that because you walked off onto the girls. And for some reason, somehow, at the end of the war, what are you doing this season? Actually on stage.
Okay. Let's talk about mukbang, whatever the. Let's talk about mukbang culture. I have been following this phenomenon, we're gonna call it, since 2017, 2016, 2017. The shit was never normal. At no point was this like the concept of eating this much food in one sitting. That was never normal, right? But like, that was a niche thing in its niche area. Is it Korean? Korean culture? Okay. America gets its hands on it, all hell breaks loose. Now, when my first one that I watched, like in order, it was, I think, a college student in Korea who was eating like a huge, sorry if you hear cracking, it's the empty can. A college student in Korea, and she was eating like this huge bowl of noodles and eggs. And I was like, huh. And I just kept watching her videos. And she was the only mukbanger I was watching at the time. And I'm so convinced that she was the only mukbanger at the time. Because this was like, it was like not common in America. Like either I just wasn't on that side of the internet, or it was not that common in America. I'm sure it was common like outside. I was like, how are you eating that much food? And now in hindsight, I mean, like people say they be spitting out the noodles and stuff like that, but I really think she was eating those noodles. Okay. We move on to the seafood boils. The bane of my existence. I'm gonna start this by saying I've never had like an official, the way that people have seafood boils, the way that people be eating it now, I had never eaten it like that until I want to say this year, or 2024 at least, late 2024. Prior to that, I was going to places like Joe's Crab Shack in Sacramento, or my first seafood boil that I remember was at my family's house, and we literally boiled seafood, with some Old Bay and some seasoning, and poured it out over a table. I get that people can't do that. Like if an individual person wants a seafood boil, they can't use that much seafood, but like apparently they can. Well, that reasoning went out the window a long time ago before I could even get it off the ground. I wanted to give people the benefit of the donkey, but these niggas out here eating the whole goddamn table worth of seafood. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say their name, but the official seafood boil eater themselves, the official seafood boil mukbanger themselves, been doing it on YouTube for a long time. People love to comment on their life. I'll say, I've seen them consume seafood more often than I've consumed breakfast in my life. Like within the span of me discovering what mukbangs are and discovering their channel, and then seeing just how much, like even taking a break from watching their content and coming back and seeing that they're still consuming that much seafood on that frequent of a base, like a frequent on that frequency. Like I'm never ever gonna be somebody that judges another person for what they eat. I don't care. Really don't care what people put in their body. I don't care what or how frequent people put things in their body. I care about when people waste things. And this is maybe a trauma response from when I was a kid, and like my dad was a very militant man, and if you left food on your plate, there was no if you left food on your plate. Even if you had like nachos, right, and you had all your chips, if your plate still had sauce on it, you had to scoop all of the sauce on. This may be a trauma response that I'm working through, but like you're making so much food, you cannot eat for yourself. And not only that, you shouldn't be eating that. Not on like I'm concerned, like not on I'm trying to monitor what you're eating, but like genuinely the human body was not built to consume that much food. That much. You're eating not just one pack of ramen. I'm not saying like one individual Maruchan kind of, no. We're talking about the full 5-pack of noodles. You're eating 5, so that's 10 individual packs of noodles all in one pan. I am saying this from a autistic perspective. I was very good at biology in high school and in like middle school and just ever. I've always had A pluses in biology. But as somebody who is good at, who understands biology and physics and who has really bad anxiety, when I see people do things that we've spent, let's say in school we spent a really long time talking about what carbohydrates do to the body because of like the starch and carb loading and why athletes do and stuff like that. We spent a really long time on that in class. Again, I'm not judging because I just, you know, it's not that, but like when you see something so extreme, you're like, yeah, Lee, like, do you that much noodles? Like, and it's like you're wasting your money, even if you've made 7 billion times the amount of the price, 7 billion times the price of a pack of noodles like that. You're still wasting it. Like, it's like pointless. It's doing something with no intention. It's doing something with no value. Like, why do you want to do that? The noodles. That's another thing. Why are we doing the noodle thing? Why so many noodles? Why so much seafood? Why both at the same time? People are now eating like the creamy carbonara noodle with seafood boil, extra chili sauce. That sounds good to me. I want that right now. I'm not knocking. I can't say that on YouTube. I'm not knocking what you like. It sounds so good. But the frequency at which these people are eating it, that's where I'm becoming concerned, because it's not like Matt Stoney, for example, is a professional eater. And so he eats really big proportion of food, but 3 months apart. He'll eat a big old cookie bowl full of 10 pounds of ice cream, right? He'll record that video, post it, and maybe do like a couple more videos, and then for the next 3 months go on a strict vegetarian diet or something, like, and cleanse his body up. That's okay, cool. You're doing it consciously. Potheads, when they garden, they take tea breaks. Cool, okay, you're in moderation. You niggas don't take breaks. I'm not gonna bring up the avocado man. Like 3 channels. The sugary ones. Chocolate covered Rice Krispie treats with sprinkles on top, dense milk and caramel, chocolate dip, big old bowls of boba. Now, I'm not gonna say too much about the cheese because in every concept of mukbangs, I want to be there during the cheesy ones. Do not get me started. I'm not going to say their name again. I'm not going to say their name. I'm going to just say the concept. The concept itself. I'm not hating on the person, but the concept itself. You dipping cookie dough in strawberry milk. Right. I'm sure that tastes delicious. In moderation. I'm talking about get the cookie dough, cut it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like for like bite purposes, like you take the whole... Like, when you bite into a burrito, do y'all put sauce on top of the burrito before you bite into it? Like, while it's still fully wrapped, do you put sauce on top of the first bite of the burrito? Or do you bite into the burrito and then add sauce? You bite, right? You bite first and then you put the sauce on top. Like, you don't... What are we on about right now? Why are we doing that? But either way... A burrito has content within it. It has substance, okay? You got meat, cheese. Sometimes depending on the authenticity. Not all the time, because cheese is not really in, original. Anyways, you got meat, rice, beans, salsa. Right? What do you have in cookie dough? Dough of a cookie. Maybe chocolate chips. Or maybe it's just dough. Okay, let's go back to the burrito. What do you have back in the burrito? What do we have in the burrito? What do you put on top of a burrito? Some people like to add sour cream on top. Valid choice. I like to mix a little bit of water into my sour cream because it makes it more of a sauce than a cream. That's me. I like my sour cream running. Some people like the salsa, the chili verde, you know, red or green. Like, that's usually the go-to. I really wish there was a blue option, but I don't know how we would achieve that. Maybe food coloring. I'm not opposed to that. And what goes in salsa? Vegetables, chilies, all those things. What goes in strawberry milk? Strawberries, milk. Now let's calculate how sugary that bite is versus how like full a bite of a burrito is. Again, I'm not knocking the idea or the concept. I'm knocking the execution. Like, if you gonna do a cookie dipped in strawberry milk, why wouldn't you bake the cookie? What is the appeal of wet cookie dough? What is the appeal of that? I don't know about y'all, but like dipping the cookie when it's baked, you could do a bazooki kind of thing. Bake the whole cookie in the pan, pour the thing like a tres leches cookie or something like that. Like you get crazy that way, innovatively. Then when you take the spoon and you get a bite of the soggy cookie, at least it's not soggy cookie dough. Maybe that's just me as somebody who don't care about cookie dough that much. 2 bites for me. 2 bites is all you get. And maybe I'll lick my fingers if I've been kneading it by hand. But I'm not somebody who's like, oh, I just love cookie dough. Like, I could go to the store and eat a whole pack. I can't do that. I can't do that. I love cookies though. I could eat a whole pack of Chips Ahoy cookies. Maybe it's just like, that's always been my thing too. Maybe it's the tism in me. Like, when it comes to potatoes, I didn't used to like all forms of potatoes at once. Fries and mashed potatoes, like a baked potato and all of those, like, you know, laying eggs and all of those things. I had them at different points in life because it's just a texture. It's a texture. And back to my original point, soggy cookie dough don't sound good. It's not the idea, it's the execution. Next, the hot Cheetos. The hot Cheetos gotta stop. We gotta stop doing this. The Alfredo sauce, we gotta stop doing this. B loves sauce. You know the sauce that she be eating that everybody eats with their seafood now? We gotta stop. Baby, that is how many sticks of butter in there? If you're going to eat that, we should limit how frequent we're doing that. We shouldn't be eating a seafood boil more than once a week. I mean, again, maybe it's just me and the way I grew up, but like seafood boils were like more of a luxury or occasional things. Seafood boils would happen when you want to gather the family or you want to like do a surf and turf. Is that the word? Is that the term? Everybody, you know, reach on the table and grab something to eat and eat it, and you got your own sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's understandable. Me with a seafood boil, I would definitely have a lot of people over. I would have the original seafood boil, seasoned generally, a bunch of sauces, and everybody would have their sauce bowls, their own individual sauce bowls, and you know, you take what you want and you dip it, and then you got the corn and the potatoes and all that. If you want to add more to it, you can have like the lettuce to wrap your seafood up with, rice and fufu, because fufu sounds so good on a seafood boil. You would have the crab head if you want to add some rice in it. There would just be more than just butter sauce. Maybe I just can't enjoy life the way other people do, but like, that's a lot, baby. That's a lot. That's a lot. And this is coming from a place of love. We need to show more love to the people who just go and get a regular meal. We could be a big bag meal. Like, I'm not saying like you can't go and get your regular. When I say regular, like, yo, I'm talking about your go-to order. So let's highlight creators who go to the restaurant and get their go-to order. Me personally, if I'm going to like Taco Bell, 2 bean burritos, no onions and extra cheese, a quesadilla. If I'm feeling really hungry, 2 quesadillas, a taco, what is it called? A taco supreme, and a Baja Blast. That's a lot of food, but that's a regular order. Some people be going and they be getting like 6 burritos, 12 tacos, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's highlight creators who just go and get their order. And if they got leftovers, they don't feel that, like, they don't eat them. They don't eat them and overstuff. Overstuffing is not good. It don't feel good. It hurts. I used to do it a lot. Man, I tell you, because my thing is, I love the way food tastes. That's partially what contributed to my weight gain, besides my, like, hormonal issues. Food would be tasting so good, and I always make it to my liking, so it would be tasting even better. I would just want to eat more and more of it. Like, it was so good. I wish there was, like, the Willy Wonka gum to make me taste the food so I wouldn't eat it as much. And now I'm better at it, but, like, and I would, like, be in so much pain. Because I would dip it in the habanero sauce, so it would be spicy pain, and then it would be, like, overstuffed pain. I don't know, y'all. I'm high. I think I want to take a nap. Thank y'all for watching.